Hey, I'm Rick, and this is Humaning, a podcast where I normally speak to people about the imperfect art of being human. We've got something a little bit different for you today. I'm speaking with my partner in life and in crime, Joe Dobson. Our life has been a little bit of a shit show in the last 4 to 6 weeks. And we kind of break that down in this podcast and look at the concept of what we thought was pushing outside our comfort zone, which actually was misalignment and not actually doing what we wanted to do. So enjoy this slight deviation from the normal, and hope you get something from it. Hi, Jojo.
Hi, Rick.
How you going?
Today I'm good.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a big smile on your face.
Yeah, I'm just reflecting on this time last week when you were getting me to practice in this chair, setting up the audio. I was like not wanting to talk to the universe or no, to humans.
Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah, a week later.
Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks for not recording me last week.
Yeah, no problem. Because we had video last week, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Well, kind of did. Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of what we wanted to just jump on and chat about. The reality is that I did a video podcast last week and it failed miserably. And I'm pretty committed to getting a podcast up every 2 weeks. And we were just driving this morning to get coffee. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do about the podcast. And you're like, why don't we just sit down and chat about what fucked up and
Tell the truth
and how we're out of alignment and just the shit magnets we've been in the last couple of weeks.
And just for reference, the podcast video was not of me.
No.
So that wasn't out of alignment. We'll get to that. But yeah, I think when we were heading to coffee in the beach, it's like when you reflect on when you get out of the other side of a stressful period, you can kind of see why it was stressful.
Yep.
And that it wasn't lining up, and now things have started to line up.
Yeah. So we have a little bit of space to reflect back and be like, oh, that was funny. We were kind of in the middle of that and not really knowing.
It's funny, I hadn't really looked at the word like in alignment and like things not lining up. It's not rocket science, but nothing was lining up, was it?
No. And I think that's kind of the theme for today is like, for me, what's the difference between being like pushing outside of your comfort zone versus being out of alignment? And alignment as a word doesn't like jam for me, but it kind of does the job, for lack of a better term, right now. And I think the last probably 6 weeks for me have been pushing outside of my comfort zone, especially in work, and it not fucking lining up. So we're just going to do some storytelling, aren't we?
Yeah.
One thing I like about this is that we get to just own our reality and our shittiness and our struggle, and not to glorify it, but just to accept it and to be a bit real with it.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to talk about it on the other side. So I guess that's like a highlight reel, isn't it? And we were talking about it in the car, how I know what it feels like to feel like out of alignment, misaligned, out of integrity. And I know what it feels like to feel aligned, but to bridge that gap from one to the other, that's the tricky part.
Yeah.
And it's not just as easy as, oh, I don't like what I'm wearing, I'm going to change my clothes, and then like, oh, that's better. When it's life stuff and it's bigger stuff,
and there's a lot of like emotional undertones to it, and there's some meaning behind it, and I think there's a lot in it. But let's do some storytelling. Hi, my name's Rick. The last 6 weeks in my business have been interesting. And I think what's happened is I've always have a little struggle with some uncomfortableness around asking for clients, around marketing my service. And some of that used to be a bit impostery, is like, I don't know if I'm valuable, and that's not really the case now. Like, I know I do a good job, but there's still some resistance of like, would you like to do coaching with me? Would you find some value in doing coaching with me? So the last 6 weeks, I've been experimenting with different ways of generating new clients, and even saying that out loud just feels a bit fucking naff, you know?
But can I just jump in as your partner? You're talking about 1 or 2 clients, and the reason that you are looking for 2 is because 2 have done so well that they're flown the nest. So
Yeah, and I think we'll get to that, but also underneath the desire to keep building is like finances have a weird emotional pull, don't they?
yeah, well, I think because I haven't been working as much as I usually do, and I found it very hard to find what's congruent for me work-wise up here, which puts pressure on us. But at the same time, I won't do what I don't want to do.
And that's why we're talking about alignment today. Because that's true, and I love that about you.
But then as a result, then you started doing things that you didn't want to do.
I had a little bit of unconscious scarcity, money scarcity, which is actually not true. Like the actual reality of it is completely fine. But I was like, I have to like earn more to make up the difference, which is actually not true. But the feeling of it was fucking true. And to do that, I put myself out there a little bit more. And what that looked like originally was like spending like a pretty much straight 10 days of like building a quiz and email series, and just to generate more people in the ecosystem, which was fun, and I loved it, and there was some great responses to it.
It was fun.
But the reality was that it didn't equate to any clients, and even having the intention of doing that for clients feels a bit icky, you know, like it's kind of an awareness tool, really. So I put a bunch of work in that because that felt in my comfort zone, you know. And then after that, the realization was, well, that, you know, that's not working. I don't really like being forward facing on camera with social media and that sort of thing. So what else can I do? And when I spoke to Chad about it, my therapist Chat, no, not really. Sorry, Nathan, my actual therapist. But when I went to my my sounding board, ChatGPT, he's like, why don't you just add video to the podcast, because you're already doing it, and the distribution numbers are much higher, and the algorithm likes it better. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty low hanging fruit for me. I reckon I can do that. And so I kind of started making changes of like, all right, what does it look like from a tech point of view? Worked it out. Had to order more gear, more cables, more cameras, more setup, and had to learn new tech and had to learn YouTube, and kind of went down this like rabbit hole of, okay, I'm doing video now. And I didn't really think about the fact that I fucking hate being on video.
And I didn't really question you because I was already out of my own alignment in my own shit. But then it made me feel a little bit worse because here you are, looked like always working and having a project. And I'm just like, I just need to listen to the universe. I need to not do anything so I can hear what I needed to hear, like from inside. I needed to be connected to myself to hear what I wanted to do next. And you're doing, and I'm like, I don't want to do, but I don't also, there's so many things. I didn't want to be watched doing nothing, which was actually, I'm so used to being on my own.
Yeah.
So I don't like someone seeing me when I'm not in a good space. And the quickest way for me to do it is completely feel it, completely drop, get all
bottom of the barrel shit.
Yes, but I used to do that all by myself, and I could come out through it for a weekend. But when I'm living with someone, I feel like I should be like at least productive and clean out the pantry or do something stupid. But then I was not being completely true to myself because I'm like, actually, I just want to fall. I really want to fall. I don't even want you to catch me. I just want to be allowed because I can trust myself that when I let myself fall, then I can hear what I'm supposed to do.
And at the same time as I was doing, because I think you mentioned it, it's one of my little safety mechanisms. If I'm doing something, I'm at least feeling like I'm moving forward, especially when there's a little bit of like scarcity shit underneath. As I was doing that, you were opening a new practice.
Which I didn't want to do.
Which you didn't want to do. And
my friend Kate sent a reel to me a couple of days ago, and I sent it straight to you.
Okay.
And it was, have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
It's on menopause, perimenopause. But it was about once a woman hits this age, and I've, turned 50 last year, and I cannot do what I want to do. I do not.
What you don't want to do?
No, I just cannot, and I can't pretend. And I don't have the same hormones to overgive in an area I don't want to give. And I know it to be so true that I think I even had a dream. Oh, God. I had a dream and you told me I should have dressed up for some party in a tennis outfit. And even in my dream, I'm like, well, we're over because, like, don't tell me what to wear. I don't want to get dressed up. I hate getting, like, costume. So even I was so stubborn about not doing what I don't want to do, even in my dream. And I woke up still annoyed at you. I can't believe you told me I should buy a costume. And it wasn't true. And so I think opening a practice was really out of a necessity to, my post when I opened was, well, I always said I'd never do this. And I'm like, because I never wanted to do this. And
so sorry to interrupt, but what was your intention moving up here? Like, what did you want it to look like?
Well, I met this man.
Yeah.
And he was handsome and we fell in love, and our weekends were like walking and coffee and being at the beach and hanging out, and you were on holidays. And I felt like when I moved up here, I was going to spend more time feeling happy and healthy and growing in a different way and not becoming a workaholic.
Yeah. Not doing the same shit that you did in
No, and the work that I initially started doing wasn't what I expected to be.
Yep.
I really just wanted to work some and then have time off and travel and have an adventure and work hard, be part of something, but I didn't really want to I have to be careful here. It wasn't what I thought it might be.
Yeah,
doesn't matter how lovely everybody is. And I do say that with love because it's like, I can't do what my soul doesn't want me to do anymore. And so then when I've become more free doing my own thing, I had this feeling like, I should set up what I used to have. But I don't have the same energy. I don't have the same fire in me. I don't have the same team. I have no desire. And
the reputation's different up here because no one knows you.
No one knows who I am.
You're a legit fucking chiro superstar in Melbourne.
Well, I mean, there's so many things, isn't it? We went back to Melbourne for the program that we're running, and I'm like, wow, I miss these people. And then here, it's like, but I also, part of me doesn't want to be a full-time chiropractor.
Yeah.
Actually, every part of me doesn't want to be a full-time chiropractor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess what came in the last week is like, I want to do what I said I'd do and just work hard for a couple of months, which I'm going to go and do. So I'm going to go up and do a locum up far North Queensland, which feels like an adventure for me.
Yeah.
And we get to we'll still see each other and we'll Zoom and then not work for a while and just see the handful of people that I've connected with here. And then do what I wanted to do here, which was take more time to myself and to us and make my sourdough and not have that regular mainstream life because I've never
domesticated, every day's the same sort of.
I mean, if I feel like I nail the food shop for a week, I just have to do it again the next week. And I didn't ever, I think because I didn't have children and didn't get married and didn't do all those things that many people did, my life always looked different. And it was starting to feel like how I didn't want to feel. And that doesn't bring out the best in me. And
get out.
Shut up. I do make good bread at least. Yeah, but it's about being congruent. I think the hardest part was like feeling shitty and having you here. Don't watch me feel shitty.
Yeah.
But don't help me.
Yeah. And because I knew that, like, you're so independent, it's like, fuck, when do I lean in? When do I lean out? Is leaning out looking at, like, running away? Like, it's been a dance, you know. But I think what we do well is we can just say our shit.
Yeah, I told you.
So it's always been out in the open. It's not a hidden mind reading scenario. So that's cool. So yeah, as you were going through this like wild fucking process, my internal thing was just like, I just have to build. I have to do more, have more, be more, especially in my business. And at this time in my business, I'm actually really comfortable about what I offer in regards to the work that I do one-on-one and what the circle looks like and our other group, and my my level of capability is kind of at a level it hasn't been at before. So I'm really enjoying that. And when I can't do more of it, it makes me frustrated, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I've got to go out and get clients. But that whole term of getting clients it's not as simple, because doing like mental emotional work with someone, they're not buying a fucking t-shirt, you know? It's not a new watch. It's like...
And there's a big squeeze in the world right now. And so some people are just trying to hold it together and don't really, I don't blame them, like delve into anything.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, you and I have always, well, I can only speak to myself. I've had healers and therapists, and right now I'm into astrology and like, why don't I have enough fire in my chart? And so, but some people really will only call it in when there's one thing to work with, which is great. You don't have to work on everything. So I think there's this misperception about what it is that you do.
Yeah. So this was kind of all tinkering away in the background. And then I had some clients that I've had for quite a while, did an amazing job at doing their thing. And so they left. And that's that... it's that bit I was talking to someone yesterday about it. I'm still not used to doing a good job and the result is someone leaves.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'll ever get used to that, and I'm okay with that. But there was that feeling. There was some people that had to go on hold because of money. There was some holidays. And there was I was just like, fucking hell. So the solution for me was swinging back around to be like, let's just do video. And it was uncomfortable, but I was like, okay, this is a discomfort I can lean into. You know, lots of people do video. You know, I can just be like them. It's fine. All right. So I started getting that all prepped, and this is what we were talking about before, of like getting the studio ready and working out how to fucking record it properly. And the whole time I had this like knot in my chest. I was like, oh, this feels gross. But I didn't listen to it. I could tell it was there, but I was like, maybe this is the price of entry of like, you know, doing something different. Because that's not new to me either. Like even starting this audio podcast came with some anxiety. And
did it today?
Not today, but just in general of like starting this back in the day, like last year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the empath in me can feel all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm trying to feel my own stuff. And when we walked today, we just saw a kid who was falling a little bit behind his dad on the bike. And what did he say? Like,
don't leave me behind.
Don't leave me behind, Dad. And I'm like, that's why I don't like being in public sometimes, because I could feel like the kid's pain, and I could also see the dad wasn't doing anything wrong, and he was like coaxing him, and I was just laughing because it's like we feel everything. And whether or not you're in alignment or out of alignment, you feel
Still
it.
going to feel it.
And so when I'm not, I kind of want to be around less people.
Yeah.
Yet every time you and I went out for a walk or a swim, well, I didn't swim to the water, you jumped in like last week, we come back feeling better. And I'm like, oh, that's what our medicine is to get out of our head and get out of the house and be around the right people. We also had Marie, one of our favourite people,
fully
come and stay. And just that is just reminding us, like, we rather real conversations, real people, having a fire, having a chat, having a laugh, playing cards. I won. Yeah, so it's funny on the other side of it, trying so hard to make things work when your soul is saying, don't do this.
So let me share the Wednesday story, podcast time.
Oh,
yeah.
Highlight of the week.
So this entire 10 days of testing, and then Joe and I set up the studio on Tuesday, and even like before we went to bed on Tuesday night, we were like testing video, and there was like crackles in the mic, and everything was just fucking hard. So we got it so it was right, closed it all down, and then my bro Jared came to record the podcast, and he's from Brisbane. He brought his whole family down, stayed overnight, and made a real effort to be here in person. And I turned the computer on, and there was a fucking echo when we were testing it. And I'm just like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. So it took us about an hour and a half to get the echo out. So we're like, all right, I've got it. Let's record the podcast. So we did the podcast. It was not our best work. We were both distracted. We were both just out of kilter from the setup. Got it, recorded it. Okay, cool. At least that thing's fucking done. Like the first one's done. Move on. Opened it up that night to listen to it just to make sure, and the fucking echo was back.
It wasn't even the night. He'd reached literally an hour after he left, wasn't it?
I just got straight into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck you.
I never really see you get angry when it's like,
I'm going to throw this laptop out the window. So I wasn't quite prepared to give in just yet. So I jumped on to the support team, and they're like, if you do this and this in editing, it'll at least take away the echo. So 4 hours later on Thursday, I'd done most of that in between clients. I was like doing client sessions, trying not to be fucking frustrated at fixing this audio, which felt incongruent anyway. And then I just happened to have a therapy session booked in last Thursday at 3:00. And he goes, so what do you got for me today? I'm just like, I'm just fucking frustrated. And I kind of just shared the story that I've just shared with you then, and he's like, do you even want to do video? And I'm like, nah. He's like, why? Why are you doing this? I was like, fuck.
that's why you're paying the big bucks.
Thanks, Nathan. I'm just like, damn it. I got so caught in what I thought was stretching out of my comfort zone that I just missed the big thing of like, this is just not me. I'm not comfortable in front of a camera, and I don't know if I ever will be. And I'm okay with that, but I was trying to be someone that I wasn't, and I wasn't quite on Thursday when you mentioned that. I'm like, fuck, does this mean I have to just go back to how everything was? So I sat with it overnight and then woke up and we spoke, had coffee on Friday morning. I'm just like, yeah, video's out. And it was this realization of like, I'm not doing what is supportive to me. Yeah. I'm doing what I think other people need, or the algorithm, or chat, or.
And I think if to get on a deeper level of that too, it's like we weren't being a team.
No.
And I think you called me out. I'm like, well, I want to solve this all by myself. You're like, yeah, but we're a team. I'm like, yeah, but I'm better at getting through my shit on my own, because that's the only way I've really done it before, with a phone call here or there to my brother or something. And I remember saying, yeah, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, you're doing your study, you've got your clients, you don't have to do any more. It's me that needs to shift. I don't want you to be who you're not,
Mm.
which also gives me permission to like me not to be who I'm not. And then I think in the last week or two, we'd been like, what if I actually went away and covered for someone up north, and then I get
Chunk of money.
a chunk of money, an adventure, something new, just a change up in this, like the rhythm.
Yeah.
And then neither of us have to do things that aren't congruent, and they'll still be hard because we'll be away from each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's when we got back on the team. And I wrote you a little note when you went away for the last weekend for Gestalt. Like the closer we each get to alignment, the more as a couple and then as a family we get the abundance of when we're both in alignment.
Yeah.
Because there's no point one of us being in alignment and the other one's like not. And
can we talk about, I don't want to dismiss what you're just saying because it's really fucking true. I'm just curious, like, what does alignment mean for you? Like, when you say that word,
I can feel it in my body. And when I work with the sacred geometry of the body, and we look at the back of the body, how the world sees you, and then how you see yourself, which is at the front. And so when there's incongruency, there's squeezing between the back of your body and the front of the body.
Yep.
And that's incongruency. And that means there's less blood flow, there's anxiety, there's this feeling of how the world sees me and how I'm seeing myself is not lining up. And then to go further, so everything it's in my body. And then when that's not in alignment, I can't connect to the universe. I can't connect to divine. I can't connect to all the fun places I like to play, which is opening the coronal planes. So for me, it's all about my body and how I feel it. And it's felt really stuck because I'm trying to like work it out in my head. So that's how it feels. And it feels like there's no flow and I can't breathe and I can't hear. Like the main thing I want to do when I have my hands on someone, if I'm working with them or myself, is to be able to hear. And that's everything.
And the beautiful irony of this,
oh gosh, I'm scared,
is that we run a program called Making Space, which is essentially the whole theme of it is around what we're talking about is like making space for what matters most. You know, it's just another word for alignment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of it and we're doing it ourselves. So it's not like all right, here's the finished product, here's the blueprint.
Oh yeah, we're with them. And you know, the group is incredible to when we're all in alignment. The whole group won't be in alignment at the same time, but we all know what feels good. And when someone else gets a win of like, it's
cool, isn't it?
It is. It's nice when they've made a decision, or I'll keep all this stuff private, but yeah, you can see when they've had a win and it's all they've done is had a better conversation with someone or just been a little bit brave. And I think a lot of this comes to being brave enough to speak your truth and saying that it's not okay when you don't know what actually is next. And you mentioned in the car, I've never done the CrossFit. I've watched a lot of CrossFit recently, but I've never done it. But I know that your past gym members speak really highly. I think alignment doesn't mean doing things that just feel good.
Yeah, it's not staying in your comfort zone.
No. Like going up north and doing a locum, it's a challenger. I don't really know what it looks like, but I know I'm good in a challenge. I'm just not good in a ho-hum day-to-day, everyday challenge.
Yeah.
It kills me. And my mum, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but she always wanted to write a book called Sane Mothers and Endangered Species, because it was just that monotony of doing the same thing over and over again and not feeling alive. And you know, she'd written, I'm sure I've shared this, like I always feel like I've missed the boat, but I didn't see the boat.
Yeah.
And it's so profound. And because when you're doing the same thing over and over again and you know it doesn't feel good, it's like, I can't do that.
It's the ultimate turning your back on yourself.
It's turning the back, and then I feel it in my body, and then it's still part of me, but it doesn't mean that you don't want to clean the bathroom or do the dishes or do the washing, but it just means like being true to myself. And as the older I get, and you can see older people like my dad's age, like if they don't want to go somewhere, they don't go somewhere, but dad'll fight to get that 10-cent back from the can because that's in alignment with him.
Yeah.
But if I say, hey, Dad, do you want to come to this? Hi, Dad.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah. What does alignment mean for you? Like in your body and your mind, yeah?
Yeah, I think I'll start with what the opposite feels like. Because that's what it's been recently. It's like the internal dialogue of it's okay, you're just pushing out of your comfort zone, when really I was just doing stuff that was not me at all. So what does alignment feel like for me? It feels like a little bit of inner peace, and like that the knot in the chest and the stomach and the anxiety is not there. And then the knock-on effect of that for me is that the real me just shows up, like, hi, this is me here today. And that was the difference between my in-person stuff, because it's always just me, and then what happened when I was on video or when I was doing online stuff. And yeah, it didn't feel good because there was a version of a mask that was going on to what I thought others needed. And it's not a new pattern for me. It's a pretty old pattern. But it's nice to realize that it doesn't always have to be that way, And I've still functioned. I've still done the things. I've been training really hard, and our food's been rad. And like, we've actually been in amongst the uncomfortableness of this experience. We actually have been looking after ourselves and having a pretty enjoyable time outside of that core thing.
Yeah, it's just holding, for me, it's just been holding space for, that peace to settle enough to hear what was next. And I think the knock-on effect and tell me a bit more for Jared is like just owning the fact that you didn't like that podcast because of the sound, and also showing Finn too, like, I didn't really want to do that. Like, it's nice to have that conversation with Marie and walking the talk. And then when you told Jared, it was all okay.
Yeah.
It was good for him.
He had a great time.
Yeah.
Great time with his family when he came down, like all of that. But
owning that truth.
But you just made me think about something, and we spoke about it earlier. It was like alignment for me means it's okay for me to change my mind.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's human for my patterns to do their thing and lead me in a wrong direction, but it's okay for me to realize that and change my mind.
If that's everything that someone takes in life, I think, when you go overseas as you went overseas when you were younger too, and you're like, I'm going to be gone for a year. I used to tell teenagers, you can say that, but if you want to come back early because you've had a great time at 9 months, come back early. So many people tell everyone, I'm going to go for a year. And those last few months, you've got no money, you're just done. Come home. And I think I learnt that early to change my mind. And even it was being a vegetarian for 7 years, and then one day like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
There's power in changing your mind, whether it's a job, relationship, style, I don't know. But how is changing your mind? Are you saying that once it was aligned and now it's no longer aligned?
Yeah. That, and maybe also what I thought was alignment, which was what I thought was like pushing outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Well, actually wasn't alignment. It was just me trying to stretch. And I got those things confused. And when I realized that, it's okay to go, okay, fuck video.
So what does a stretch look like for you now? Or are you just at a place of peace and you just trust it will come when it needs to come?
Oh, the reality is there's so many places in life where we're being stretched.
Yeah.
Like, how many fucking wars do you want to fight?
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing my masters and working with clients. We're building a relationship.
You have your son.
Yeah, my son, and friendships, and there's so many aspects of life that have some stretch points in them, some growth points. I'm trying to learn how to be a therapist instead of a coach. Like all these different parts of life, it's there. So I'm definitely not sitting on the couch smoking bongs and being like, "This is it." Sorry, Colin. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not surrendering to comfort. Is probably the way to put it.
Yeah, there's enough right now, and when we went out today, like nothing's changed in our bank account. Like we were always okay, and we're still okay now. But now we've got, because we feel like we're back in alignment with, let's do the hard things in a different way, not being incongruent.
Yeah, there's a little bit of space.
There's space, and then we've started talking about where we might want to have travel or other things, and just enjoying being out, going for a walk.
Yeah.
Trying to find the whales.
But I think this swings back to what you said before of like, often when you're out of alignment, the path back is not evident,
there is not like, I can see the path and I'm just not on it. It's just,
I don't even fucking see the first step of the path.
No, I'm in a big scary jungle.
Yeah. What would be, and I'm conscious or cautious of saying what would be your advice, but in your experience, what's helped you in that?
Observing. I listened to Deborah Silverman, I think, the astrologist.
Yeah.
And I was trying to understand my chart. And then the best thing she said in her book, it's on Spotify actually. I don't believe in.
She's a fast talker, isn't she?
She talks so fast, I can't go to sleep listening to her. I don't believe in astrology is her book, and it's, if you're on Spotify, it's on there. She just said to be an observer, like just to look down on your life and see, and have a look from an outside point of view on your life rather than trying to be in it and trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped me. So I always try to like listen. I love YouTube. I've always been into YouTube, listening to what I'm supposed to be guided to next. And there's always something, but I have to have space for that.
Yeah.
And it's not, we do watch some trash TV or YouTube or Netflix or something, but you can tell when
we need to down-regulate.
Yeah, like, can we watch something trashy? But yeah, for me, it was like observing my life. And then when you come to our house and you sit out on our deck and you watch the river, and we laugh at how lucky we are to have found each other. We have such a great time together and with Finn. And here we are worried about, like, it looks a bit insignificant now, but I think, bird's eye view of like looking down in.
But you know why it's not insignificant? Because I think one thing we have in common is like doing work that's meaningful for us is important.
Yeah, and also honouring. I think you've talked about it in men's circle, like when you say you're going to do it, like do it, because otherwise you're disappointing yourself.
Yeah, self-trust.
Self-trust, yeah. And then so for me,
integrity. When
I said what I wanted my life to look like when I came up here, I wasn't being congruent, because I'm like, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. Like I knew what I wanted when I came up here, and it was I was a workaholic in Melbourne, and it was not to do that again.
Yeah.
So I was trying to honour myself. I guess the tricky part was I didn't know how to do that with people around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the bit that you don't know until you're in it.
Yeah. So that's my advice, is to observe and look down at your life rather than. Yeah, I even gave a friend who's in Bali right now that advice, like, just enjoy your holiday. Like, the answer will come. Don't waste your holiday trying to work it all out. And then I was just like laughing at myself. I'm like, oh shit, I think I need to take the same advice,
Yeah, it's huge. It's like that willingness to be uncertain. It's like, can I sit with my uncertainty until something drops in?
And easier said than done, because sometimes the people around you are not. It's not comfortable to watch someone say,
get out.
Shut up. Well, both of us, like,
it's hard to see each
yeah,
other.
when people are like, oh, I hope you're happy. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm really struggling. Like it doesn't go down that well.
Not many people are comfortable with that
Not
shit.
people are comfortable with that.
Mm.
And so I'm like, well, I can't say anything because that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I'd rather go through, do it on my own. And even with the study, like I was looking at studying, and I look down on that too. When I say down as in observed, I'm like, actually, why am I studying right now?
Yeah.
I do want to study more of the somatic work, but I don't need it right now.
It's the zoom out, isn't it?
It's the zoom out. That's a better way of looking down because it's like it's the zoom. And I'm like, hang on, why that kind of just fell in because it kind of felt right, but why am I squeezing that in now to put more pressure on myself when there is no space for that right now?
Yeah.
And so I think that was probably one of the big things too, to say, no one's making me do this.
Yeah. Same with the video.
Mm.
And as soon as Nathan said to me last week, he's like, do you even want to do it? I'm just like, hell no.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And that, I guess that's the whole making space, isn't it? Like doing the things that you don't want to do.
Mm. Yeah, and I think the asterisk is like, we all have to do some things we don't want to do. It's like, but what's the sustainability, and then what's the purpose of them?
Mm.
You know, I'm always going to have to do fucking washing, which I've got to hang. Sorry. But that's okay. But if I had to do video every week for the next 5 years, I'd be like, that's going to hurt me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just realizing that it's not sustainable for me to have that anxiety.
And then I did laugh at you too, because then a lot. There wasn't as much laughter in the last couple of weeks, but the next podcast you've got lined up as on Zoom anyway.
Yeah, the next two are on video.
2 are there. And so that's congruently like, oh, you were always going to do that. And you're not, that felt congruent.
Yeah.
And I think that's still a bit of a stretch, but I was like, oh, there you go. And every time we've walked away from like letting go of something has very quickly come back in. And it's trusting that. But if you had asked me to do the podcast last week,
I would not have asked you last week. That was not okay.
It's funny because we probably have some recording when we were trying to, yeah, I can't even go there. But yeah, when we were trying to get the sound, I was like,
you're like, I hope this fucking works.
Yo, I was just a bit of, I'm right into near-death experiences, so I'm like, oh my God, it would just be easier on the other side. And I'm like, can't say that.
That's all right.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so it's been nice to jump on.
Yeah, and it's been nice to have the weekend away, like you were away for the weekend.
Yeah.
I had a weekend with friends and, yeah, Marie, and I caught up with Kate, and I had one whole day primarily to myself.
And your support dog.
I'm like, oh God, your dog's so needy. But I remember ringing you, or you ringing me or something, and saying, I said, I'm not going to do the food shopping for the week. I'm just not. And you're like, okay. And I'm like, who told me I had to do that? Like, that's me putting my own pressure on, I should do the food shopping, or I should do the housework. And so I almost feel like we've talked about that unearned rest. Like, oh, if I've got the whole weekend to myself, I should do all these things.
Yeah.
And I just
can
actually
earn my rest.
Yeah, but I actually just had my rest, and then I could, like, everything just came, like we had, I made a bigger decision about the work up north when you're away, like, oh, this feels good. And so a little bit of space is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dare you to ask me to do a podcast next time.
No. No. I value my safety.
Oh.
Just from the daggers, get out.
Don't be like that.
No. And I'm just thinking about this recording is a really good example of being in alignment, because, like, I don't know what anyone's going to get from this, and that hasn't been put together because of that. It's just like, we just felt like we wanted to express some realness, and that it's fucking hard to being that in a supportive, helping environment in this current economy, and that's the reality of it,
But it's worth being uncomfortable, then brave, and having the conversation if it means Because our bodies feel so much better in alignment.
Yeah.
Like so much better. And if nothing else can change, like not much has changed.
But that's
apart from
normally the
dropping.
thing, isn't it? It's like the little internal change impacts the huge external change.
Yeah. Observe it, have a conversation, let some things go, and yeah.
And if you want to come and do some coaching, I've got a fuckload of spots. No.
Hashtag 10% off if you say Joe. If you mention my name, he'll give you a discount.
Hashtag discount.
I don't even know how to use a hashtag.
Yeah, I don't use social media, so.
Well, I did laugh when I put my practice on there, and I'll see some people because I like seeing people. I don't know where to see them. But yeah, to think that I wrote, I never thought I'd do this.
It's hilarious.
It was kind of like, and it, yeah.
Yeah. But I am still thinking about that whole growth group that once a month.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone knows what you're talking about.
No.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, what do? We do Making Space in Melbourne, do the weekly men's circle, do some holistic coaching. And some of the feedback that we've had recently, or I've had recently, is like, I don't have the energy to dig back in the past because it's just tiring, and I'm actually a little bit fearful of what's there. And I'm fucking completely understand that. So I was thinking of running a monthly group, which is focused on growth, so present and future, rather than what's going on in the past that's impacting. So, yeah.
I like the idea, the guys and girls.
Yeah, mixed group, 2 or 3 hours once a month, and just like a supportive environment full of other people that, have done kind of some work. Like, there'll be a little bit of curiosity and self-awareness, but want to keep moving with it.
Because Simon Sinek, I always get his name on his podcast, when he was on the podcast, I think with the wisdom guy, I don't know, not great with names. He was saying like the best relationships are when you're in it both to grow. So whether or not it lasts a long time, if you're both in it to grow and you get something out of it, great.
Yeah.
And then the other one is community. So if you're in a community and you're all willing and committed to growth, whatever that looks like. So some person could want to get healthy and some people want to get better at being social, or someone wants to improve their relationship with their family. As long as you're all committed to growth, like that's where he said that's the biggest biohack really is our relationships in life.
And that's why I think there's some magic in groups, and they can be a little bit intimidating, but once people get past that, I'm okay here. Yeah. There's some real magic in groups, and I'm excited about being involved in more of them. So yeah.
Maybe I'll come.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about that.
Were you?
Yeah.
Do I get a discount?
No. Full charge, maybe double. Thanks for jumping on.
That's all right. I'm gonna go and adjust some friends now, and that feels good.
I got to go and do the food shopping because it wasn't done this week.
You need a wife.
No, I'm going to go jump in the gym.
Yeah.
Thanks for
listening.
listening.
Slow cooker is on, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I am not that bad.
Yeah. And thanks for listening. And we'd love to hear what you got from this. I don't know. If that's the thing, put it in the comments.
Yeah, where are you out of alignment and you know it?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jojo.
Bye.